Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Episode 13, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Dads podcast yet again.
13, hopefully not Chinese. Chinese. The Chinese, they don't like 13.
They don't like 13. You know, 13 is a lucky number.
number.
Italians. Lucky number for Italians.
Well, there you go. This is from the land that brought people all the joy in life.
There you go. And who claim
Not
pasta
the Chinese.
and not
They
noodles.
brought you
Anyway,
servitude.
let's not get into this first thing.
They stole the pasta for the Chinese. Marco Polo.
Good on Marco. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and listeners and viewers, and thanks for tuning into the Two Dads podcast. I'm Phil. Here's Sid, Uberman.
Phil's the Uberman.
Other man.
I'm the other man.
And here we are.
And it's
And
Thursday.
I'll tell you what, it is Thursday. It's podcast Thursday. You know what else it
Podcast
is?
Thursday.
You know what else it is? It's
You know what it is?
You know what it is?
You know what it is?
The Australian Border Force and Commonwealth are no joke.
Hopefully
no
you're not
joke.
Serbian.
They're no joke.
Hopefully you're not Serbian, you're not a vegan, and you don't drive a Camry. Because it's not a good day for you.
The Commonwealth of Australia is no joke, as we understand it.
And no joke.
Isn't that interesting? I don't know. Tell you what, there's always
ScoMo finally found his spine.
You found, well, yeah. There you go. Well, I think he had to find it because he couldn't pass it on to the state government.
You couldn't pass it on.
Couldn't handball.
Oh man,
He was caught in the middle with the ball. Oh, good old.
well,
Scott.
we're straight into it. So,
Yeah. Jump into it.
sorry, everyone. We all got a bit sidetracked in
Yeah.
the intro.
Sorry.
If this is your first time,
Apologies.
welcome.
Welcome. We are the Two Dads. That's TOO, not numeric 2 or TWO or anything like that. It's
We are very much like dads.
very much
We're
like
too
that.
much like that.
It's the two, and
Too
we
much
like a
like
good
that.
pun. We love a good pun.
Love good pun.
We-
It's a lower form of comedy, but it's the lowest form of comedy, but
is.
it's sometimes
It's the
so
best.
satisfying.
It's the best. I think you come to appreciate it when you become a father. It's just because you don't have to put.
It's one of those things.
It is something which sounds like you haven't put much effort into, but it takes effort to come up with some of these puns. Let's be honest.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
All right.
It's one of those things that's really important. Now,
Now,
I just
what do we
wanted
got?
to say
Yes.
that I wanted to prove that I was actually right,
Oh,
and it does exist.
what
So,
does exist? What have
I'm
you got
gonna-
here? Oh, the Codfather Fish and Chip Shop up in Brisbane.
Godfather.
The Codfather. Look at that. Look, they even went to the extreme of getting a codfish with whatever that sort of machine. It's not a Beretta, but whatever it is, and
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, it's a machine gun.
It's a machine gun of sorts.
There you go. So, ironically, in the same vein
Mhm.
of the Codfather,
Mhm.
you can go to a suburb in Melbourne called East Bentley,
Yeah.
and you can visit. Hang on.
Hang on.
Ex-
Just for the viewers, we're
Explore the
For the listeners, we've got pictures
the
coming up.
realms of technology.
For anyone who's listening, head over to the YouTube podcast. It's far more entertaining. We not only have the voice for radio, but we have the face for YouTube. Let's be honest.
The voice for radio, but the
We
face
have the
for
voice.
YouTube.
We have the voice for radio and the face for YouTube.
So I found this one myself.
Oh my god! What is it?
It is the Grill Father. Unfortunately, because of the size of the picture.
Yeah. Eat like a boss.
I don't know what a
Chef
a
Talia.
chef d'Etat.
Chef Talia. I know what that
Talia.
is. That's if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is a Cyprian. It's like a chabab. It's like a chabab.
Okay.
But it's the Cyprian version of a chabab.
Okay, so on this side of town, which is the west, Phil lives in the southeast.
Yeah.
There is shivapis everywhere.
Ah, yeah. There would
No.
be. Good, and they're nice
So
too.
you can go to the
Beautiful.
Grill Father
Grill file.
and eat like a boss.
Eat like a boss. Steak kebab. I can see it's perfect for vegans by the looks of it. We did say it was a
They
bad
have
day for
nothing.
vegans.
It's a bad day for vegans. If you want to
Unfortunately.
eat like a boss, it is an absolute bad day for vegans.
Chef Dayas are nice.
Chef Taylor.
They're
Chef
nice.
Taylor.
They're very nice. They're herb. They've got like their mince and herb and garlic. Oh, they're beautiful.
Yep.
They're beautiful.
So,
Nice.
Phil, if
Yes.
you found yourself in Western Australia, which is unlikely because you're not from there and
I
you're not
can't
allowed
get
to go
in.
across the border,
No, it's like
but if
the
you
whole
happen
US
to
and
find
Mexico
yourself,
thing.
if you happen to find yourself in Western Australia,
Yep.
and you would like a florist,
Yep.
which florist would you go for?
What would I go to? Oh, I would go to.
The graphics are letting me down.
Oh
But
no.
it's Florist Gump.
Oh no. Florist Gump. And it's a
people on
picture of
YouTube.
him. It's a silhouette of Forrest Gump, hence AKA Tom Hanks, on the famous park bench. It's a silhouette of Forrest Gump.
Instead of chocolates, he's holding flowers.
Yes, he's got. Yes, I can see that at the bottom.
And this is a real florist in Western Australia called Florist Gump.
The effort.
Congrats on the puns.
Fantastic. Forrest Gump. The effort put in is just. It's so top shelf. It's so top shelf. It's great.
Second to none.
It is. It really is.
And you add in a whole lot of, so it's a whole lot of flavour.
If I happen to go to WA, I'm going to look up. Wonder where that Florist Gump is, and I want to go check that out. What else is out there? Is what I'd ask myself. What else is out there?
What else is out there? Well, have you ever thought about finding some education on how to be a stand-up
comedian?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever thought about that?
Well, yes, I have. I've wondered. Yes.
And you know that there is a school for stand-up.
No.
In Melbourne.
There is?
Melbourne. Yeah.
In South
and this
Melbourne?
this is completely random. And I found
Really?
I found the school, and one of their venues are in something which I've highlighted before, the Rubber Chicken.
No way.
The venue for stand-up
The Rubber Chicken
school is in the Rubber Chicken.
The Rubber Chicken. You are kidding me.
And
I picked it.
would you like to have a guess of what the name of this education institution is?
Hang on, you've cut out. You've done the famous cut.
Sorry,
come back in.
My apologies. Okay,
Come back in. What is the?
So I'll lose the graphic. So do you want to know what the name of the school for stand-up
yes, I do.
is?
It's gonna be good. I can just sense it.
So if you want to learn how to do stand-up in Melbourne,
yes,
is an accredited education.
It's accredited, so you get a certificate in stand-up.
Yep, so you get a certificate in stand-up. It's called the School of Hard Knock Knocks.
Who's there? That's brilliant.
Seriously.
The School of Hard Knock Knocks.
Obviously, the game is for comedy, but
man, that is great.
They're outclassing everyone else in the puns.
I had no idea.
The School of Hard Knock Knocks.
You could go.
If you put that into the Google, you will see it. So
wow, put that into the Google. You even sound like a dad. Put that into the Google.
Put it into the Google. The School of Hard Knock Knocks.
The School of Hard Knock Knocks.
Beautiful.
And the Rubber Chicken is a venue.
Laughing. Yeah, and the
where you
Rubber
can do your
Chicken
stand-up.
is a pub in South Melbourne.
Yeah.
And it is a venue for stand-up. And as well as it being a venue for stand-up, it is also for the School of Hard Knock Knocks, which is
School of Hard Knock Knocks.
It's not a joke. It's a real
It's a
real thing.
Unlike,
I wish it was a joke. I wish I made this stuff up, but I did not.
Much like the Australian Border Force, it is not a joke.
It's no joke.
No joke.
And Minister Gunner is no joke. Yeah. No more lockdowns now. It's lockout.
It's simple.
If you're the unwashed, you cannot leave your house.
Unless you have to go get medical.
If you're one of those people that goes, no, I'll move up to Northern Territory.
So funny. It's It's one of those Bush moments. You might fool me once, but yep, you fooled me twice.
Twice.
Got me twice. Sorry, you done. You got me.
So who are you going to complain to now?
Far out. And I do know people who have. I know of people who have
Yes.
moved to the NT for that very reason, thinking, "Oh, I've had enough of Victoria and blah 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 blah." Mate,
I want to go somewhere where there's freedom, there's open spaces.
yeah, well,
You know,
but you
because there's
also
only 6
have
people.
Chief Minister Gunner, who does not muck around. He's not.
And they've only got like
talk about
they've only got
call of
like
hard knock knocks.
374 cases or something like that now.
He has a very, but all credit to
locking
him.
people out.
All credit to him. He has a very important community to protect. Not that all communities protect is important, but he has a very, very important community to protect, important to Australia. So good on him for making those calls. Tough calls by good leaders.
Tough calls, but it's got to be made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, Emmanuel from France has basically said he wants to off the people that are
makes them so
unwashed.
frustrated that they have no choice. Is that enough?
330,000 a day.
That's France compared to
France, France.
Just France compared to what, 500,000 in the US?
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. So in French, as they say, bonne chance, mon ami.
Yep. Which means
good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone. Bonne chance. Crazy.
So the topic for episode 13.
Yes. What have we got for this episode for Lucky 13 for some? What have we got?
So we may have found for Lucky 13 the one of the topics that we may actually not have the same opinion on.
Oh.
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, right. Steve wants us to have a punch on one of these, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he wants us to go head to head.
It's probably not going to happen.
Does Steve know
probably not going to happen.
Does Steve know that we've been, friends since we're like 13 and it's never happened?
Yeah. But
okay. I'm just double checking. We've known each other 34 years.
I think he was wanting more of a reality style show.
Yeah. Okay.
So
well,
this is real reality.
Watch The Bachelorette,
and not fake reality.
What do we got? What's
so, episode 13?
Who's getting a love letter?
Plant-based is two-faced. Plant-based is two-faced.
Yeah.
T-O-O, two-faced.
Yep.
So, can I start with Exhibit A, Your Honour?
You may approach the bench.
And my Shakira.
Yep. What do we got here? Some golden inning.
It is lentil soup.
Yep.
Why does it have to say plant-based? Why? It's lentil soup.
Well, just to confirm that there's no meat processed in it.
It is gluten-free and dairy-free and some kind of heart logo. See, they've stolen the Heart Foundation. They've just shoved a V in the Heart Foundation
just to shove it to vegan love.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Is two-faced.
So just to show that we're vegan.
What is?
So it's not that I have a problem with the soup. I have a problem with the labeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's sometimes unnecessary, and it's turned into just a fiasco of one of the things I've failed to understand. If I am vegan,
yes,
I dislike intensely the human predilection for eating things that have a soul or that have a parent.
Anything that moves, basically.
So why then would I want to walk into a supermarket and see something that looks like a sausage or a hamburger or a leg for a chicken, but is actually plant-based?
It's corn. It's interesting.
Why?
It is interesting.
Why?
There was a time a couple of years back where I went vegetarian. I didn't touch meat. Probably for
we're going to end the podcast.
Okay. See you next week on episode 14. And it was more out of interest.
There has to be some sort of a joke.
No.
But once you go on vegan,
It wasn't strict vegan because vegan is anything that comes from an animal. So
Militant is what it is.
it's no eggs and things like that. It includes eggs, and I believe cheese as well.
Anything that's made from the products of
Of an animal,
something
of it
that
hooved,
has a parent.
that's hooved,
Anything
or
that
a
has a
face,
parent.
or a
Yeah.
face, or you could have
Even
as a pet.
shoes. They're even advertising for cars now that have vegan leather,
Wow,
which is just what used to
is
be
that?
called vinyl. It's now vegan leather.
We've had vegan
It's
leather since the
ridiculous.
'80s, bro.
Yeah.
I remember my cousins. Oh
This
man,
shirt is vegan leather because it's cotton. I mean, what would you
mate,
want?
I never
Anyway,
forget. I
please.
never forget
Sorry, I
just
stopped you.
talking
Sorry.
about vegan leather. My cousin's Datsun 180B purple. We used to slide.
The pleather.
He used to Mr. Sheen those seats on purpose. So when he went around corners, would slide from door to door. He would do it on purpose, and it was great.
No animals were harmed in the making
Nah,
of his
just his
seats.
cousins, just his younger cousins. Anyway, I tried. I didn't try. I went vegetarian out of interest, and I thought, because I'm right into my fitness, and I thought, there's a
Yes,
lot
of course.
about it. Instead of just reading about it, let me experience it and see what it's all about. And I did, and I purchased plant-based burgers and sausages. They're the main things. You're very limited as to what you can get. The steaks is what I
Have
drew the
you
line
seen in the supermarket
Yeah.
lately? They're encroaching.
into the
They're
actual meat
now,
section.
yeah. It used to be completely separate on its own. Now
Mhm.
it's in the meat section.
Well, more and more
So
people are asking for it because more and more people are a bit more aware of it. So I
yeah,
think what it
but if you're
is,
vegan, why do you want?
it's true. It is. It's two-faced because
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
my
make any
point.
sense that. Yeah, I understand your point. So I'm sorry, Steve. You're not going to get an argument because that's the one thing which when I looked at it, I thought, this doesn't make any sense. I've gone vegetarian, yet
Hmm.
I'm eating a vegetable-based sausage. Why am I doing that?
Yeah,
Why not just eat corn on the cob? Because that's exactly what I'm doing here when I'm
yeah.
eating this sausage. Because it's just
I love lentils,
you know what I mean? It's corn and lentil all mixed together. It doesn't make any sense.
but I
Why?
don't want to eat a pork chop made of lentils.
And I had burger. I went out with the work crew. This is back when we were
Yep,
working in the office. So this is back.
yep,
I'm talking 2019 is when all this happened.
yeah.
And I went and ordered a burger from I can't remember the burger place that it was.
From grilled,
Grilled. Yes, thank you.
grilled.
From
Yeah,
Grilled. I saw plant-based burger,
yep.
and it had the taste of like it didn't. Sorry, it had the texture of meat, but obviously didn't taste like meat, and it just didn't make any sense. I guess all it was doing was fulfilling the likeness of eating a hamburger and having pretend meat, knowing that I
Yeah.
was still sticking to a vegetarian diet. But I do agree that it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I once had a guy who owned a hot dog shop for one of the clients that I worked for, and he asked me what was my thoughts for bacon that was halal. And I just looked at him the same way as you're looking at me now.
Doesn't make any sense.
I said, number one, you are Muslim,
It doesn't
and you are
exist.
asking me,
It doesn't exist.
what are my thoughts for halal bacon? He goes, no, it's okay because it's made from tofu. I'm like,
What?
you can't. This is right back to what we were talking about for Cokie the Smurf saying that food companies substitute
Oh,
for pork
that's right.
for
What is
real
it?
octopus in the calamari rings. Is it the same?
It's the OG of vegan. It's the food substitute. That's where it all kicked off from.
I don't know if you ever heard of tofurkey. You ever heard of that?
No, but I can imagine what it is. Is it turkey made out of tofu?
There you go. Why? If I'm vegetarian, especially if I'm a vegan, why do I want to eat something that looks like what I hate? Like it's not. It's So again, the Two Dads podcast, we like to frame everything
Mhm.
from an ethical standpoint. So
Yes.
I don't have an ethical problem with vegans,
No.
but I think if I was a vegan, why am I going to eat something
In the
that
form
I
of.
can agree with the materials that it's made from, but it's still in the form that I'm ethically opposed? So
It's a
why am I going
conundrum.
to eat a pork chop made of corn?
When I wouldn't. It's true.
It's,
It's
it's
bizarre. It didn't make
but
any
it's
sense. It doesn't
yeah,
make any
but,
sense.
but it's overtaking. Like the
Yeah.
meat aisle is slowly being encroached more and more every
Well,
day.
it's. I think people are doing it. Mate, look, we're assuming here for health reasons. They still want to be able to throw something on the barbecue because, you know, you throw carrots on a barbecue and it's not the same as throwing a sausage on a barbecue, I guess.
I agree with that. I
Right?
get that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it kind of satisfies, particularly in Australian culture, this time of year, summer. If you're not having a barbie every second day, like it's only the 6th day of the year, and I've probably had about 10 barbecues. Go figure out how that's worked out, right?
Yeah.
So I think it satisfies
Seriously,
that.
for everyone international, if you don't like a barbecue,
Oh
just
man,
you wasted your time coming to Australia.
that's all we know.
I think that's a fair thing, right?
Yeah, our barbecues are just.
It makes a difference what the
Oh,
culture is that you're from. If you're in Australia,
Barbie.
it's a barbecue nation.
Yeah, particularly summer months, 100%.
Not like not so much like the barbecue king of Nanagoon, that's more of a serious
That's a science for
for
him.
competition
We're talking.
grade of barbecue. This
His
is
barbecue is
just
the
in
size of my
general.
house, basically. He carts around a cart. That's his barbecue.
His
Some
smoker
hut.
would hardly fit on a trailer.
Yeah, I reckon.
It's that big.
It is a very fair, ethical point that you raise that a vegetarian is happy to eat something in the form of what if it
They're
wasn't
ethically opposed to.
yeah, it doesn't make any.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it'd be a good question to ask.
I love a falafel. I reckon it's fantastic, but I don't want my falafel to look
But a falafel,
like a sheep.
but a
I love a
falafel,
falafel in the kebab, but you know, I don't
it's
want
like a patty, right? That's a bit different. That's
to look like lamb.
it's a falafel and a patty. I think that's traditionally how they've always been. It's the cuisine, right?
Yeah.
But when you start going, oh, let's put lentils and corn in the form of a sausage,
yeah,
so you can cook it on the barbecue and you can still enjoy a barbecue.
And the other point I want to make as well is that, well, here's another point that Steve's not going to like because we both agree on it. We both try to live organic, live an organic life where a lot
it's clean,
as
clean
much as
and healthy
what we can. That's reasonable. We like to, if you have a choice on a shelf, when you look at something that's highly processed, like
try and stay away.
No sugar in the diet at all, no added sugar of any kind, and everything that we buy, we try to buy the most organic,
the whole food,
version, whole foods, all that kind of thing.
I mean, as best as you can, stay away from tinned. Yeah.
Plant-based, how highly processed are plant-based foods that are made to look or taste like something that vegans are ethically opposed to? I know there's a very long sentence.
Yeah, I understand. It because the sausage, like you eat one of those sausages, which I know you haven't. I know you haven't, right? And I know you never will.
Opposed.
I know you never will. But when I ate it, and I got asked by the Athena of real estate, well, what's it taste like? Because she's not touching that either, right? She goes, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like neither corn or lentil because there's other stuff in there to
give
it taste.
It tastes like chicken.
And to give it flavor, right?
Yeah,
to give it that flavor. And that's what else have they processed in there to give it that consistency and that look and that flavor. Because if you're
Yeah.
doing anything, meat has a very distinct, like particularly when it's barbecued, has a
It had a
particular
life.
flavor,
That was
right?
the point.
Yeah, just as pork and chicken and
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
can't. I think fish is where there's no way you can mimic fish. It's not like
Nah.
that's it. You can't replicate fish by any other vegetable. I don't think you can't get a
And
radish and
I
it's white or something. It's not gonna happen.
I saw a study the other day where they claimed that farmed salmon.
Hmm.
So sorry, everyone. Well, obviously, at the time that we are recording this, everyone's already eating. So,
Yeah. Oh
so
God.
hopefully, you're not eating when
Mhm.
you're listening or watching.
God.
But farmed salmon
Yeah.
had 64%. Look your face. 64% DNA from beef
From what?
and
From beef?
from beef
Because we get fed.
and for chicken
Because the pellets they feed them.
and pork. Yeah, because all the pellets that they feed the salmon
Incredible.
is all what's
It's
left
like a
over.
it's like a turducken ready to go.
Yeah. So
It's it's a
if salmon is your
it's
game,
beef. It's beef and reef ready to go.
yeah.
That's what it is.
So if you're eating salmon and saying this tastes like chicken, it's probably because it 64% is.
Well, oh man, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I think
I just find it. Yeah, I just find it.
I think if
It's just marketing that makes
you'll find the
people feel like
hardcore
they're doing something right.
possible. I think I believe, and we should be very careful here because some people take their their choices very seriously, which is fine. But true vegans,
I
I
know.
think with
I think we have to be careful. I just think
vegans, no, I'm saying vegans probably
Yeah.
you find that true
Yeah.
vegans would, I think they would agree with you and I to saying that stuff is not vegan
Yeah.
food, right?
This is
Vegan
the
food.
I'm not a racist,
No,
but
yeah,
version in food.
yeah.
Because if
I
you
think they would
are a proper
agree.
vegan, yeah, and a proper
What?
vegetarian,
Yeah,
you're all about whole foods. You're
that's
all
it.
about
You
things
wouldn't buy
that
things that are
are
processed.
sustainably sourced,
Yeah,
that are naturally made.
I
If we
just.
talk about food miles, can you imagine on this plant-based stuff?
Oh yeah.
What are the food miles around that? What are all the processing that goes
Mm.
into making the product?
I think what's happening is, they've caught onto it. It was initially a niche market, and they're noticing people are sort of jumping on that as an option,
Mm.
and they're going, well, there's another market here that we can
Mm.
capitalize on. So let's see if we can grow it by offering, offering these options of plant-based meat-looking food. Because some people may be choosing to do it for health reasons. They don't want to go full vegan vegetarian. They may be, looking to
Why
better their
don't you go for
lifestyle.
lentil as anything? It's a great
So at least
But
at least Shane can go down and Coles and go, well, that look like sausages, and because I'm not supposed to eat any more red meat because my cholesterol, whatever the case may be, and then there's an option there for them, and it makes them feel like, well, I'm still kind of tastes like meat, but it's not full of all the meat stuff. So there's something there. I reckon there is something there, and there is a certainly a market for it because it's growing.
yeah, the market's getting huge, but
Market's growing.
I don't
This thing is
think
growing
there's
for a
any
different.
long-term health benefits because
Mm.
all things created equal, the idea is that we move more towards unprocessed as much as possible.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
if you look at meat is, when you buy cuts of meat, I mean, the processing isn't huge, unfortunately.
yeah, but there's a lot of ink and a lot of
Well,
dye and all the chemicals. All
yeah,
the prawns that you buy
well,
that
that
have
stuff,
that have come frozen are all
but things like
they
pork, I think
use
pork and
actual
chicken
for yeah.
is pretty straightforward. It's just what they're fed in order to speed up the growth process. as well.
They grow. Sorry, I know all these facts, but
That's interesting.
Steve, our dear friend,
Yep.
he still has the farm, but he doesn't use it anymore.
Mm.
They used to process hatchlings.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
their farm was that that all the trucks come and they leave all the hatchlings there, and
Mhm.
then they raise the hatchlings until they're old enough to slaughter.
Yep.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks, man.
That's not long.
Now that doesn't work in your head, right? Because everyone
That's-
has the view of the chicken just for walking around, having the seeds, giving
Let's get to
eggs and all
pump
that.
them
But
out, man. It's just
yeah, we have moved the food system into overdrive, and every supermarket you go into is jam packed full on every street corner. So
mm,
to supply such market
you got to speed up the
is
process.
this is
Yeah.
up.
And I think that's
Yeah.
probably and that an example there is could be, maybe not is, but could be a good reason as to why some people are then moving away from meat products to these plant-based meat lookalike products. Think, well, to grow corn, you can't speed that up. That's just, there's a process there, right? So at least
You can speed it up. There's herbicides and hormones that they
Is it?
feed the crops, and it's just it's a
It'd be good if
very
all this stuff would transform into my body to help me with my CrossFit and help me lift more, but shit ain't happening. I've had 3 huts as well, and nothing's happening.
Well, yeah. Well, I suppose if they add the protein into the corn and they add all,
There you go.
all the other
Maybe.
hormones and everything else that you need, they can make some,
Maybe.
some corn made specifically for
Yeah.
CrossFit and soy.
It's it is an interesting topic. It is an interesting topic. I think as far as what the common sense message here is,
Read the ingredients is the
have
common
a look
sense.
to see what's in there.
This is the love letter to common sense. Okay, if you're, I just believe that if you are, don't just say you're a vegan because it makes you more superior.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. It's
because
going to be a status thing.
Yeah, because that's what they try. Oh, how do you put that in your body? It's the same.
Do you know?
We go back to the
what that poor
same story for Koki the Smurf, who saw us eating some meat pies many years ago and asked us how do we put that in our body when he's on the wacky stuff all the time. Yeah. So this is the same kind of thing. I think it's just for some kind of for moral superiority, so that they're saying that they're not supporting the meat industry, which is so much harm for the planet, and it's harming animals that have all the parents. I get onto another thing as well. Milk. You know how many of the dairy farmers are suiciding because no one's actually buying milk made from a cow.
They're buying almond milk.
Yeah.
Soy
how do you get milk
milk
from rice?
Is it rice milk?
From rice? But they're like squeezing, keep squeezing the rice till something white comes out.
Is it just cooked, overcooked? Sometimes when I overcook it goes a bit gluggy.
Oats? You're getting milk from oats?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's bizarre.
Soy I understand because that's been around for a long
time. Almond milk. I mean, I've eaten almonds. I
don't get how they make milk out of it.
I mean, it must be, well, you pulp the almond, but then you got to add something to it to get it.
That's right. So
add something, right?
For me, it's the aim is whole food, high protein, all organic. This is what this is because you're trying to go back to how things used to be, because no one used to eat low fat anything.
No, mate, it was
everything had
full leaded.
Was full fat. All the cream. Can you remember? We used to buy milk in glass bottles with the cream still in the top.
Yeah,
you
didn't trim fat. No one was. That just ate it all.
There was no one having heart attacks all over the place, and there was no one obese all over the place. This is all a product of having a lifestyle where everything is highly processed and everything has a long shelf life. So
of course it does, because it's all the salt that's in it to give it that shelf life. Like today,
and
like, let me give you an example. Today I made hamburgers.
Yep.
And I had a beetroot. I thought, oh, beauty, I'll just slice the beetroot up, put in my hamburger. Just like the ones in the tin, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I did that. It is not. It's not the same. And then
you have to boil it, man.
I thought, I've got to cook this. But even when you cook it, it doesn't taste the same, because they must put sugar or something in it to give it that sweetness when it sits in. Like, beetroots don't have, there's not just beetroot juice. They get juice.
It's not sweet.
No, it's not. It's very earthy. So it made me realize, think, oh my God, what do they put in that tin when I open my beetroot? I mean, I'm thinking of having beetroot that's healthy, but what's infiltrated the health factor based on what it's been stewing in while it's sitting up on the shelf in Coles?
Yeah. So I think this is the thing. That's the common sense on the ethical standpoint for the Two Dads podcast. Is we just say, just got to read the ingredients.
I think so.
And remember, the ingredients is in order of
quantity.
Of the quantity is. So if the first ingredient is sugar,
that's the majority.
Just leave it where we found it, because everything you're consuming is mostly sugar.
Just go to the confectionery section and buy a Mars bar. Have that for dinner. You're better off. At least you'll enjoy it.
It'll be more healthy for you in the long run. So, Phil.
Yes.
Which of the bears are the most for condescending?
Which of the bears?
Which bear is the most condescending?
Condescending.
I'm worried about this joke. I don't think it's that funny, but
hang on.
Let's go with it.
Which
bear?
So you got Humphrey Bear, you got Winnie the Pooh, you've got Yogi Bear. He was a, he was
all
a
right, Yogi Bear.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo.
Which one?
Which
Tell
bear is the most condescending?
Which one?
The panda is the most condescending.
Panda.
The panda is the most condescending. That is such a dad joke.
That's a great one. Panda. Brilliant. Love it. What do we got?
What is the... This is another one. I don't think it's that good, but it's so much of a dad joke.
No, it's good.
What is the sound of a car that a witch drives? So how does a car that a witch drives sound?
So car, what does it sound like?
Yeah. So what sound does it make?
God, I'm thinking of how a witch laughs, and I'm not going to do it. Yeah, like that. I'll get you.
And gentle dog too.
What is it?
Vroom, vroom, vroom. What is the sound of a witch's card?
That's
broom, broom. Oh god, I was worried about that one.
Nah, that's
funny, but
that's on the money. That's a ripper.
That's on the money.
I love it. That's a great one.
If Forrest Gump had his own Facebook page, what would the password be?
The password. Oh god, it's got to be something that he would say from, I don't know, Lieutenant Dan. No, not Lieutenant Dan. Hey, Lieutenant Dan.
If Forrest Gump had a Facebook page, his password would be One Forrest One. Thank you and good night.
They're all
One
good. They're all
Forest
winners.
one.
Each one of those are winners, man. Each one of those.
It's
are
for
winners.
winner chicken dinner.
Oh man, well, winner,
In for
lentil,
tofurkey.
corn, tofurkey dinner. Oh, they're great. One
Oh.
Forest one.
One Forest one.
Fantastic.
So Novak is in one of our hotel quarantine
It's
hotels right at this minute.
I believe it's then classified as a detention center. Apparently.
And I'm so sad, that someone who is unvaccinated and doesn't have the proper exemption, hasn't got special treatment.
Oh, it's
like,
torn a hole in my heart. Can't you tell?
Oh, and even the Serbian prime minister weighed in.
Oh,
that somehow there'll be some retribution for Australia. So what are we going to have? Well, there will be no Savapis anyway. The first thought I had was, mate, you're not China. So, exactly what are you threatening us with? What are you threatening us?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
There's something else that I've noticed when I'm out and about as well.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of side tracking. I don't know if you've noticed as well, but there's been a change. We're speaking about all this, food issue and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a change in one of our major fast food chains. I don't know if you realise there's been a change in the logo.
Oh, let's have a look. Get your
Red Rooster.
Oh.
Now, see, Red Rooster is
what
now.
Is that?
Yeah,
it's not
that's the new logo.
It's not the rooster anymore.
Yeah.
It looks like
maybe this is another.
That's interesting.
I had not noticed for the plant-based people. Now, maybe they just think that they only want a representation of what it actually is not. Suppose the whole Red Rooster, just because it's been in the oven,
could be.
Is not a dead giveaway.
It could be tofurkey or something.
Yeah, so they've had a logo change.
They've had a logo change. That's interesting.
Because I've seen it on the maps, and then on the maps when it's on the screen, I'm thinking, what's that? And then there you go. So they've done that awfully quietly. There's no, so I don't know who's been in charge of all the marketing of that, but
I don't know. Well, I suppose Red Rooster's known, and it's.
Then why change the logo?
I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting.
Now, if you look at the logo, it could be seen as a few different things.
I know. I'm trying to see if I can figure out what else it looks like. It looks like a pair of burgers to me. That's what it looks like.
I don't know if they got the I just thought that was a little bit amusing and interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
So yeah, we've upset the Serbians, and
we have.
I'm sure ScoMo is going to lose sleep over it, but
hey,
when he gets the rude phone call from the Serbian Prime Minister that was going on about Novak,
they've had representations.
And they actually he's for lawyers had the nerve to say to our federal court that they want the hearing well before Tuesday because the Australian Open.
Oh,
so they said that they want their hearing well before Tuesday.
Wow.
And our leader for one of the judges, he sent a comment saying that under no circumstances is the tail to be wagging with the dog.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So a very eloquent way to say,
no. That's what I'm hearing.
Which I love. It's such an Australian thing. Australians just don't like special treatment for anyone. Yeah, and it's also a part of my hatred, which I know Phil doesn't share, is for just how we always somehow, if you're a sporting person, then you're just you're above everyone else. Well, even though you're getting very well paid to do something that you love.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, they put a lot of hard work in. I can appreciate the work they put in. but they also, whether they like it or not, they have a stature in society. They're looked up to, and how they conduct themselves. They have a responsibility. Now, Novak's choices are Novak's choices, but
Yep.
Australians' rules, the rules we have in this country, are our rules.
And it's for everyone,
Right?
with no
just
exception.
like if you and I were to go to another country,
Yep.
irrespective of our status, we would have to abide by the entry requirements to enter that country. Right?
Yep.
Doesn't matter who you are.
Yep.
You get knocked back. It doesn't matter. So I'm sure if we look through the history of sport, we would see an Australian woman person who may have not been able to gain entry into a particular country because of whatever reasons. I'm sure that something like that.
Yeah, but especially with all the controversy that's happened in this country over the mandates.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't turn around and go, it's okay because you're the world's number one.
No.
So we'll just sidestep all the rules.
Well, you can't. The rules are there. The Commonwealth rules.
You're a good bloke.
The borders are protected by the Commonwealth. They have a job to do, and they've rightfully done it. And they made an appeal to the federal court. It's a process that's available to them. Not a problem.
Yep.
But the federal court will hear the case when they decide to hear the case.
That's right.
It's like every other case. Just like you can make an appeal.
But I've got a tennis match that I've got to go to, mate.
Yeah. Well, you can ask the question. You can ask the question.
So we'll see what the Serbian Prime Minister is going to, So when the Serbians are not having a chance for murdering their neighbours, they can. They certainly love.
God.
They certainly love all the tennis players. It's our Novak Djokovic.
Well, it's the only one they've got, isn't it? It's the only one. It's the only one I know. So, but anyway, hey.
So shout out for Natalie as well. She sent in some photos of this.
Oh, what have we got here?
We don't have any idea.
It's a camera. It's a camera. Is that a Camry? It's a Toyota.
It's a Seeker.
A
roller. It's a Corolla.
Right. So someone's just done some artwork on it. How would you classify that artwork on your RTA? Color of car. What do you say? Spew? What do you say?
If there's a way to
it's the emoji. Is it this emoji? The emoji where you go like that?
So you may have to articulate it for those people on Spotify.
So just the people who are listeners only, first off, head over to our YouTube page, please, the Two Dads Podcast YouTube, and you can watch this and you can see what we're talking about. What we're talking about, the bonnet of a car, which I believe would be probably the whole car.
It's the whole car.
The whole car has got
they've
artwork.
even on the wipers.
It's a graffiti artwork all over it. I mean, I can see some sort of caterpillar and some circles.
How would you know if your car's been vandalized?
Well, I think it actually what happened was it was vandalized, and they thought, well, bugger it, we'll just finish the job, and away we go. And they just added to it.
Maybe they had a sign.
I don't know.
Here's some paint.
You know when someone gets a cast on their arm and everyone writes and draws stuff? Maybe this is how it started. It just started as a dare and people are just adding to it. So it's all graffitied. And obviously I'm asking the question, I can even see the side mirrors are pink with black dots. So I'm just asking the question, how would you classify the colour of this particular car? I guess you wouldn't.
I think there's a 4-letter word.
Oh, okay.
That would help. But
it's registered. I'm assuming it's registered.
It's registered. It moves. It's not stationary.
I'm assuming it is registered. So
yeah, I saw one myself, which I found rather amusing. I'm calling this one the for Chrome Trail. So it's a Nissan X Trail, but I'm a Chrome Trail. I drove past this guy myself. He was very proud of himself.
Oh, wow. You didn't tell me to put glasses on.
Dude. Yeah.
Leon 53 has gone nuts with the...
Leon.
So Leon
you crazy man.
Chromed the crap out of his car.
Seriously, I didn't even know.
Wow.
A lot of the pieces actually exist for this thing.
I
don't know where this man has found this.
You think he's found it? He must have.
And he's not. of
Like even the
subcontinents. He's not the persuasion for subcontinents. He's an Aussie guy.
rear window, the wiper, the rear wiper. Look at that. Even the petrol cap as well. Get the heck out of here. But not only that, around the windows.
I give you the chrome trail.
The chrome trail. Look at that. I reckon you could see that from the International Space Station. Driving around.
And he was
the sun hits
as
it, right?
proud as a peacock, mate. He was as proud as a peacock. He thought, he thought,
good on him.
Everyone enjoy
the
the view.
There's a lot of chrome.
I just thought that there would have been a lot of people
even on the boot hatch part.
Vomiting.
Wow.
So you may need to give a more detailed explanation.
Well, what it basically is, listeners, is it's a picture. It's a photo of an X-Trail. It's a red X-Trail, which is a small SUV, and all the trimmings, like around the lights and around the windows, it's all been chromed out. So it's all shiny chrome. The door handles, around the rims of the tire, the boot hatch, around everywhere. I think it's even around the number plate.
Anywhere where you can stick, it is around the number plate. It's around the.
I'm surprised that the
door frames,
the
handles,
shark fin,
the wheel arches. My God!
I'm surprised that the shark fin at the top isn't chrome. I'm surprised.
I mean, at this point, why did you
come in? We got to listen. We got to hear you. We got to hear you. Come in.
I said, at this point, why didn't you just have the car wrapped in chrome? That would have just been an easier task.
It may as well have a big shiny mirror just driving around. Like he's even mate, he's done heaps of work to this thing.
Yeah, so I thought to myself, maybe at this point, maybe there's something wrong with me.
No.
So I thought,
what'd you do?
Maybe I would not be so upset with people that have a Camry, and I'll watch a review. I'll watch a review of the new Camry. I thought, I'll be an open person. I won't just judge people. So I watched a review of the new hybrid, and
how'd you go?
After I woke up
from unconsciousness.
Yeah, unconsciousness. I'm like, I don't care that for apparently large sedan it does under 5 liters per 100 kilometers. It's like,
wow,
yeah,
really?
I'm sure you'd be a great person to be at a barbecue with, where you go, my hybrid Camry does under 5 liters per 100 kilometers. I'd like to hear, my friend.
Really?
Yeah. My opinion has not changed. It was, you could see the presenter just trying to find something that he can say. He was actually trying to say how for the Camry it should be anyone that's in the market for a large sedan,
large tank missing the gun on top.
Should buy a Camry. It's like, I can't even say the sentence with a straight face. I have a neighbour that lives a few doors down that every time he leaves his house, he has it on hybrid drive. So, it makes no sound.
Yeah.
Yep. Good luck to you.
I'm happy.
You're not fooling anyone, mate.
No, mate. There you go. Well, at least, I congratulate you.
At least I tried.
I congratulate you for trying, being open-minded. At least now it's tried. At least it's now solidified your stance. Hasn't changed anything.
And another update.
Yep.
We had one show on our sort of electric future.
Yes, we did.
And again, I found this myself. So
okay.
Just bear with me for 1 second. I think after all these shows that I would be more technically.
This was charging bay.
Yeah, this is at a shopping centre.
Oh, there you go. So you can just park your car, free parking, and you can charge for free. What do you pay? You have to put money in to pay for electricity?
For free.
For free.
So this is 3 for Tesla, 3 white Tesla for Model 3s. the same shopping centre,
Wow. So that
same charging
fast.
bay.
10 times.
Yeah, so it's just like an odd thing to see, right? Like
Well,
you don't.
what's odd is that, to park your car somewhere, you got to put money in to rent the space. Whereas you can rock up with this car, reverse park, plug in, charge your car for free. That's the interesting part. So the shopping center or the whatever, they pay for the electricity.
And you only have to pay for parking after 3 hours. So
okay,
in that
there you go.
In that 3 hours, you will be at least 80%.
You'll get a good charge, right? So if you stay there for two,
this is our electric future. So
it's gonna happen.
If everyone were to buy a white for Tesla Model 3, there's only three
which one's your
charging
car?
bays.
You have to look at the number plates. That's how you get to know the difference. We'll just spray paint it like the other dude did to the Seeker.
Or just
graffiti the crap out of it. Or chrome it up. Chrome that bitch up.
That's my Tesla. That's my Tesla.
See that one shining? That's my one.
So I just thought it was something interesting, because it's like an odd sight now. It may not be an odd sight in the future, but all the parking bays, there's only three slots for charging. So
I know, but you probably find just like the plant-based meat encroaching on the bush.
Right.
This is what's going to happen. It's going to encroach in our car parks, so you'll find more and more, and eventually you'll park your car, and there'll be the option either for the charging unit or not. Depends on what.
And then you get some other angry person also in an electric car, standing out the front, waiting for you to come back and go, well, look, mate, you've been here for more than an hour. I need to charge.
Well, maybe they'll do it in every single bay eventually. Yeah. Maybe that's what they'll do. Be interesting.
Have you heard about Emma Watson?
I know who Emma Watson is, but what's happened to her?
Yeah. She's been... Yeah, she's a very lovely young lady from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
She apparently made a comment about the Israelis and the situation that's happening in between them and for the Palestinians.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's...
What has she done? She's going to be number one now.
They've shunned her now because she made a comment.
Well,
so the Israelis seem to be as precious as the Palestinians.
Well,
not as the Palestinians, as the Serbians.
Well,
about just people making a comment.
Well, if you make a comment, sometimes you got to live with the circumstances and the consequences of that comment. So, I don't know what she said. Again, I don't know what she said.
They're not China. No, she made a comment supporting the Palestinians.
Ah, right. Oh well.
So, this is an argument no one is ever going to win.
Nah, not going to win. Not going to win that one.
I just found it amusing.
True. Well,
have you heard about the riots of Kazakhstan?
Oh.
Yeah, really? I'm about that.
That's what I'm saying. Is this because
my wife for Kazakhstan? There's riots in Kazakhstan.
Really?
So all the government has
made the ABC
resigned. I didn't even know the governments can actually do that.
Not enough, did they?
So the whole of the governments have resigned. Like
both sides of government
have resigned. Yep,
all government
they've resigned.
Forget it.
And they've called the Russians in.
We want to go back to Russia
because it's a former part of the Soviet Union.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was just another thing I just found amusing that's only happened now on the 6th of the 1st, 2022.
All parties of government surely
resigned.
That's something that they've seems a bit sus that they all resigned. Because
so they've
one party resigns and think, beauty, we're in, right? We don't have to do anything, we're in. But for them to all to resign.
I didn't think, as a government, you can just go.
Well, you can.
Just handed in my notice. I've come here to see you.
You can, right? Yeah. Well, we saw that happen here in New South Wales. The former premier.
Yeah, but that's the premier. First. I'm talking about the whole government.
Well, everyone did. If it's a job, everyone can put in a hand in their notice.
Yeah, done. We're done.
F this.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
and they call the Russians in
That's it. Well,
to restore law
that'll
and order.
fix it. They'll fix him right up.
Law
Get
and order.
Gorbachev. Is he still around? I don't know if he's still around.
Oh, man.
He's gone. He's done.
He wiped that red spot off his forehead a long
good.
time ago.
Good old
He's
Gorby.
gone. He's gone.
Gorby. At least we had good jokes with him. Nothing with Putin. What else we got before we wrap up? Because we're desperately trying to get in under an hour. I don't think we're going to make it. I was going to say as I don't think we're going to make it.
As part of the resolutions for this year, we're not going to say every episode that we're trying to get in under an hour.
I reckon we're
pretty confident that
we're close to an hour. It was an hour and 2 minutes last week, the last episode, so we come close. What do you got?
Well,
what do you got? It'd be good, so let's do it. Kick it.
Well, I've used up everything. I've used up everything.
You've extinguished all the stuff in your little notebook there. You have?
Yeah.
You got nothing
I've
else
extinguished everything that I have.
Nothing from Siberia happening that you come across in your travels around Melbourne?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did have an update on the urban arms race. That's probably the last thing that I have. I had one of. So one of the contract managers that works for me.
What's he bought?
She goes,
a ram? I saw a beautiful ram the other
day. We were on a meeting the other day, and she goes, I had to finish early. I got to go to the bank because I have to make the payment, the first payment for the car that I bought. I bought a new car. I go, oh, that's great. So what did you buy?
Holy, a dog catching vehicle. What is that for? What is that? Where's the turret?
Urban arms race.
Where's the turret for the cannon that goes on top?
Straight pipe Land Cruiser 79 series.
Oh my goodness.
40-inch tires.
Oh, where's she planning on going? Mars rover? What are those
race, man?
What are those things in those things in the cage?
I'll move back and you can make the.
Are they for dogs? So this is
see the
massive.
pipe?
So I can see the pipes. I can see the pipes. This is crazy. It's got bull bar. The bull bar goes all the way around the side. So clearly it's going to go full driving of some description. Particularly if you have. I mean, that suspension's been put in. That's not standard suspension, and those tires.
No, she basically said that there's not one thing on it that's standard. Everything has been.
It's a full spare tire, which
modified.
It has to be. Has to be a full spare tire. It's none of that little skinny donut spacer tire on this bad boy because it's going to go nowhere. But the things in the back is what I'm interested in. There's one there that looks like it's caged. Is that for animals or?
That's for the dog.
That's for the dog. So
that's for the dog.
So it's custom built for like full driving and outback because it's got the option for the wide side mirrors and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, but have a look at it. It's immaculate. So it's never actually been.
Oh no, it's like my trail rider.
So
only off-roaders been over the speed
until
hump.
you see a shopping centre car park near you. This is the urban arms race.
Where was she? Where did she?
Sounded like a semi-trailer.
Where does she live?
She lives in Morwell.
Okay.
But it's not. It's still urban, regional urban.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Ish.
So.
Ish.
But it's just. I just found it amusing because we had the podcast about the urban arm race, and he's I didn't know until she told me. She goes, "Oh, I'm just going to buy the. I'm just going to."
That's a big car. That's bigger than my car. That's bigger than the trail rider, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Way bigger.
It's got a
huge
4-inch lift on it.
Yeah. Yeah, but even the
it's
tray
not really roadworthy. It's not really roadworthy.
It's amazing. Yeah. Well.
So. Urban Arms Race update.
It's live and kicking, that's for sure.
It's real. There's no.
We don't bring in everything. Everything we bring to this podcast is real, Sadiq. Come on, let's be honest. Everything is real. We don't make stuff up. We don't make up anything here.
It is all unscripted. No safety net. No editing.
Good luck. Literally, there's no editing. I don't edit this afterwards, man. I
If we
just
make a mistake, if I can't get a word out,
it happens.
it's just all in there. It's happened.
It's as raw as you can. It's as raw as a beef burger that ain't made out of corn and lentils.
Or the halal bacon.
That's a. It's got to be a
Yeah,
joke.
I've never forgotten that.
It's
I
gotta
don't
be
know
a
how
joke.
that was ever. It's not a
That-
joke.
that's
He was gonna get
insulting,
from
isn't
a
it?
supplier. He was going to get from a supplier halal bacon,
That's insulting. I would
and
have
he had
thought.
asked me what were my thoughts on, like, as in
Yeah, I
anything
get
that
it.
will be received by the customers. I go, well,
I would just go and get normal bacon, but your clientele,
yeah,
how would they feel? Don't ask me.
yeah.
Ask
I go,
someone
it's the
who
same
is.
as the joke for pork in a synagogue.
Oh yeah,
It's
just ask someone.
you
who's-
can't
I mean,
say, hey,
yeah.
here's some for kosher pork.
Don't work that way.
Yeah, it's just wrong. It just
It doesn't happen. It's
Work.
like I said, it's insulting.
it's but it's made from soy. You can't call it halal bacon. That's the point. Just call it soy ham or something. Soy bacon.
Soy slice. I don't know.
Whatever.
Something
Yeah.
else. Unbelievable.
You can't call it that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was funny.
Well, that was a good
Well-
episode. I enjoyed it as always. Good laugh.
Always
As
enjoyable.
always. It's been great. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
We're here for a good time, and often
Oh, yeah.
seems to be a long time as well.
Yeah.
So, thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone
Thanks
for
joining
listening.
us.
Take care until next
Episode
week.
13.
See you from
In
the
the
two
bag.
dads. Bye.
Adios, muchachos.